12th, -2 degrees, not bad. We're kind of in the warm sector. It's almost like spring. Someone said it was full spring that's rolling in. I'm going to share the screen and just go over the website and give you kind of some quick stats and what's going on in the Phoenix world. So if you're watching this and you're looking to come on in, there are links that are on the page. To get to the page is pbex.ca or pbex.ca. And as you scroll down, we have Member of the Week. And here is Mr. Josh Lamb. And he's talking about emails. And oddly enough, that's kind of an important thing, understanding what's involved. To visit any of our chapters, including this one this morning, just click on the Monday morning 8 a.m. Bell's Corners and click there. And we have an East End, which is Wednesday, and a South End, which is Thursday. There will be a once a month session after hours group, and anybody in Phoenix is welcome to come in. And if you're looking to try it out, roll on in. Just click that. It'll be for March though. All right, and referrals. We've done over year to date $10,545 worth of business. That's well over 4.5 million since 2016. We have little e-cards. What are the e-cards are about? Funny you should ask that question. That's about transactions. If you see the QR code behind me, you'll have a QR code when you have the e-card. You'll have a card. What it is, it's a quick, frictionless way for you to connect with your clients or other people. So that way it downloads all the contact details in one spot on their phone. What's going on for the week? East Trade Winds, that's tomorrow, 8 to 9. Hatha Yoga with Jacqueline. If I don't knock you out, Jacqueline will bring you into that inner peace part. There is a Mix and Mingle February 20th, in-person meeting, 6:30 at Century 21 Synergy. Penny Lee's got all kinds of dancing classes, so you can shake those bones loose and get all chill with life. And then we have Tony's mini workshop on pendulums. That's February 21st, part 2, 5:30 p.m. Then we have a Friday group. No, sorry, that's another group of spirit reading. That's at 6:30. A QR group, not QR group, that's QR directory, so you want to get a hold of people. Tony, are you still hosting your Friday events?
Yes.
Okay, so Tony also has a Friday 1:30 in the afternoon. If you want to look up what is going on, just go up to the events and click on events calendar. There is another thing that's coming up that's not in the link, but it's something Carl has. It's a workshop on monetizing your podcast. So that is on this week. It's on the 15th. And just scroll down and go in and click. Sorry, I'm drifting here on my calendar showing. There, just go down to the 15th and podcast marketing. So to boot camp from 10 to 4 p.m. on Thursday. I'm going to stop share if the computer will let me get to that button. There we go. There with that. And so our next tidbit is we're going to have some words of wisdom from somebody. And then we're going to have, I got the index finger. This is good. And, yeah, that's right. What else is coming up? And we're going to do a round robin of who we are, what we do, what we're looking for, and what activities you had. So we had a BAM, a business activity meeting. We cross-connected with other people. Any referrals in the last week? And Tony, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. I read an article yesterday about eagles. It was interesting. I was reading a number of things, and all of a sudden this article comes out about eagles, and I start reading it. And they say that the lifespan of an eagle is about 80 years. And oddly enough, with all that the eagle has to do in its life, the first 40 years are very difficult. By that point, the claws have worn down and they're not as sharp as they used to be. The beak is very dull and it has a hard time eating. And it goes through a point where its ability to hunt and its ability to survive is really challenged. So what does it do to last the other 40 years? And then this is something that I didn't know. It was interesting that then the eagle flies into the mountains as high as it can go. And for 150 days, it was logged, 150 days, what it does is that it slams into rocks with its beak full in so that it could break whatever the old beak or the worn down beak is. At the same time, it starts clawing at rocks and starts clawing at things to get those claws to come off. They actually declaw themselves. And what ends up happening in those 150 days in the healing process is the beak starts to grow back as if it was new. So it's really sharp, razor sharp. The claws start to come back. It's razor sharp. At 150 days, it comes back and then it lives another 40 years sharp. And I said,
Holy,
this is a good analogy for our businesses. You know, when we try certain techniques and we try certain things, it's always worked. And after a long time, it just stops working. And we figure, are we just perpetuating something that just used to be? And then what ends up happening is we start training ourselves, realizing that okay, something's not working. We've had to shut down many of our businesses. We had a business downtown, and we had to totally restructure. We had to do more distance healings than ever, and we had to figure out how to do the coaching remotely so we could, talk to somebody in South Africa. We had to do so many things to try to adapt. So we went through that time. We were slamming against walls. We didn't know what the heck to do, especially without the store. And when we start looking at it, we realize that there's all opportunities that we never saw. We figured that if we're not leaving the house, or if we're not doing various things, that's not considered something you did at home. I mean, before COVID, we'd try to do a Zoom call, and no, I'd rather come to you personally. And it wasn't until that thing that couldn't happen, he says, okay, what's the alternative? And so we saw that there was a much easier time to work with our clients remotely. And there are some clients that, because of the power of what we were doing, they thought it was at a point where, okay, we need to do this more often. So in one way, some of the personal stuff has come down, but in other ways, something has opened up, and we sharpened our skills by just simply slamming against the rocks, sort of thing. And it's because we weren't afraid of success. We weren't afraid of success. We weren't afraid of failure. We just really knew that we had to sharpen something to make something else work. I've been doing what I'm doing for over 50 years, and I'm still learning. There's still so many things that I could sharpen my skills on, so many things I could be more efficient. And so how does that work in your business? So look at it this way. If the eagle in their natural habitat just goes away, that means you got to settle down and you got to leave and you've got to be in that either training, or there's going to be a point where if it's 150 days that you just need to sort of set back and look at it. Okay, how can I work with this? What is the gift in this? When we look at an adversity as what is the gift in this, at first it's a silly question. What on earth would there be something positive in this? But because of the situation, the circumstances, what is the gift? What is the thing that I'm not seeing? And it'll always show up, because the questions that we ask is always the questions that we're afraid to ask, or don't want to ask. But when we start looking at it in a deeper way, we start getting real answers. So hope this tidbit was helpful for you today. Back to you, Bernie.
Tony, thank you so much. So here is the LinkedIn feed. So if you want to post your details on the live feed, please do so. And again, share your contact details, what you're offering, what services you're offering. And so now we're going to go around and we'll say, hey, tell us a story. What was your week like last week? BAMs, referrals, the good things. And what, if there's anything you're either looking for or you're offering that's unique for this week. And we'll start off with Alex.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Alex from Evolta Electric. We're an electrical contractor based in Ottawa with a focus on sustainability. So that means we look for projects where we can help people reduce their carbon footprint, and we do that through the supply and installation of EV charging stations, energy storage systems, building automation, LED lighting, and of course, general electrical work. So if you have any electrical projects that need to be carried out, please give me a call. Let me know. I'll put my details in the chat shortly. In terms of what I've been up to last week, I was at the EV Innovation Conference in Toronto, which was quite interesting learning about batteries and the future of EVs. I also bought some product from Dave, the meat guy, and also some printing. Ema's helping me with some printing work, which is great. And in terms of what we're looking for, just any electrical projects with a focus on sustainability. So that's me, Alex from eVolta Electric. Thank you.
Alex, thank you so much. Lana, over to you, ma'am.
Well, good morning, everyone. There's so many things going on in real estate right now that I'm not quite sure how I'm going to focus, but what the heck? I'm going to show some fun stats that we have, and now I can't find them. So that's okay. It's 8 o'clock Monday morning. Not meant to be good. I had a great conversation, and one thing often leads to another. When you find out what a person really wants. For an example, I was talking to an individual from the United States. At the moment, non-Canadian citizens or non-permanent residents are not allowed to buy a house, a single family or residential home in Canada. However, it doesn't mean they can't, because there are some ways around it using visas. And when I first started talking to this gentleman, he started looking at rentals. And I said, okay, tell me about what you're doing. Why a rental? And we discovered that he is actually the running back for the Carolina Panthers and wants some waterfront property. And so he didn't know how to do it. So by looking up into visas and how to get a visa for Canada, he is going to look at buying waterfront property along the St. Lawrence River, close to the United States, and not renting. So it's a matter of asking questions and finding out what your client really wants. My name is Lana Burnley. I'm an experienced realtor in the Ottawa area, let's say the Eastern Ontario region. And my greatest joy is being trusted with your referrals.
Lana, thank you so much. Mr. Sam.
Thank you, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturris, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Well, you know what I do, dash cameras, things like this, electronics, also do minor repairs and brake jobs to cars. Doing a lot of wheel bearings, going to do another one this week. But so right now I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to pick on Alex. Alex, can you put these 3 Canadian cities in order of least to most cars stolen in 2023, just last year? Least first. The 3 cities are Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal.
Okay, so the least, Ottawa, Montreal,
Okay.
Toronto.
You are incorrect. And most people I ask is totally incorrect. The least is Toronto. The second most is here in Ottawa. And then the most is Montreal. Toronto had just over 1,200, almost 1,300 cars stolen last year. We're hearing all kinds of news about that one. We actually had more stolen here, 1,800 almost. Montreal, almost 10,000 cars stolen in 2023. You have a car, you drive to Montreal, you're taking a big risk. So there you go. There's some stats for you for a Monday morning. And I'm feeling good, by the way. My football team won the Super Bowl last night, and I actually won some money. So I'm actually very happy today. Things going on. Let's see. Well, I got a few things going on this week. Susan McGarry is going to be here today. I got a new wiring harness for her front headlight that has an issue. I see Tanya Hewitt on Wednesday, wheel bearing I'm going to install in her vehicle. By the way, Tanya is going to, on Wednesday, if you have time, she got scammed, frauded, whatever, out of some money. And she's going to talk about it at the Phoenix meeting on Wednesday morning, if you're interested. And then Alex, continue to advertise for you, buddy. eVolta. And let's see, oh yeah, and someone that's been watching us on Facebook contacted me over the weekend, asked me if I do welding, which I don't. And but I did give her a referral to a couple places that I do know that do very good welding at a good price. So Facebook people, good morning. That's it for me. Sam Sturris, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost a new vehicle, and lots more.
Oh,
So,
Sam,
Sam. Sam, my niece got her vehicle stolen in Limoges, but they didn't get far because she forgot to put gas in it. So she got the.
I can go on a little bit if you don't mind, guys. After I got those statistics, I went for a walk Friday because Friday was a nice day, late afternoon, and you know, look, the thing was on my mind about stolen cars. Went around the block twice, just my little block here, about a 10-minute walk. Saw 2 cars parked in driveways, engines on, no one in them. One of them actually had the car door open. You want your car stolen? Great way to do it.
Yeah, maybe
just
Ema
enough
can make a
block.
sign. Please steal this.
So
It
there
was
you
in the middle
go.
of
You
the
know,
night, so
God.
they couldn't find a gas station.
No, they're thieves. They don't invest. They just take.
Well, they stole the car in the middle of the night. And it ran out of gas. They couldn't find a gas station.
if
Hey,
you
Norm,
can,
you
park
know
your
what?
car in your garage.
Hey, Norm, you're over to you. You're talking. You're
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Norm Boyer Boys Hope Maintenance and Repair. So the season has started. You know, the phones are going to start ringing, so we can do both inside and outside stuff. And so it hasn't been cold. I called one of my customers that we put the high performance glass in and said, how's it going? Well, it helps, but we haven't really had a cold winter. So I need a really cold spell so all the people that I've done that high performance glass can tell their neighbors, say, hey, this high end glass really keeps our house a lot warmer, makes a big difference. There's less condensation. It's more comfortable to be near it. So that hasn't happened. That high performance glass is only noticeable twice when it's very cold or very hot. That's when you know you've got a glass that's 2 layers of glass as warm as 9 layers of glass. And don't forget, we also do the honeydew list, all that list of little things that need to be done, but come in and do them all, then you can go golfing or fishing. The season's got to come up pretty soon so you can get out and have a good time instead of doing that list of all those things you need done around the house. So Boyer Boys, home maintenance repair. Don't have the time, don't want to do it, don't know how to do it. We will do it. We fix your home. Boyer Boys, home maintenance and repair. Oh, and I was supposed to have a band with Ema, but we didn't get together. Ema,
Okay.
call me.
2 in the morning, Ema. He's looking for that call at 2 in the morning. Jacqueline, over to you, ma'am.
What? Stop.
Good morning, everyone. I get that Monday morning feeling, and that's why I get up and I take a breath and I lift my shoulders and I take them back and I release them down and know that 180 days for your pre-approval is there for you to understand. No, not 150, Tony. 180 days will hold on to your pre-approval while you're exploring with Lana. Should you decide to buy that home, we will continue the process. Think about it, 180 days. You probably find the space with Lana much quicker than that. But when you know that you're looking for mortgage strategies for your mortgage money, take a long, deep breath and make sure you call your mortgage honey. I'm Jacqueline Richards, your mortgage agent. Not just in Eastern Ontario. I'm delighted to say we're across Canada because I know I had a conversation with someone in PEI who's looking for waterfront. Can I fund it? I can fund it. Anyway, so have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Any BAMs, Jacqueline?
I unfortunately got smoked salmon because of an episode yesterday from 6:30 to 8:30. Football. Yeah. And so on behalf of my team, that won. So smoked salmon from Dave, and I continue on with my BAMs this week.
Jacqueline, thank you so much. Ema, if you're available. And we'll swing over to Tony and come back to Ema. So Tony, over to you, sir.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. You know, we talked about the Year of the Dragon. It happened on Saturday. The other element of it is that since it is a prosperity-driven energy, it's really important as a second phase to start moving things around in your home. Look at stagnant spaces. Look at areas that maybe is wasted space and so on. In my office here, when we set this up about 3 years ago when we moved in, we put things in various places thinking that would be it. But over time, we realized, okay, there was some wasted space in some areas, and it was just a lot of work to start moving it. So I just left it. As soon as the Year of the Dragon came, and the spirit says, okay, time to move it. And it says, "Oh my God, I'm so busy." I says, "Okay, I'll take the time." While I was moving, I ended up getting 2 clients, and I kid you not, they emailed and they wanted to come in. One wanted to come in for a tuning. The other one wanted to get more information about my feng shui course that's coming up in March. And it says, and it's just stirring something up. In stagnant energy, there's a pent-up energy that's ready to be released. And when you start moving things, moving boxes, going over paperwork, okay, the garbage, or this has to be filed for the accountant or wherever it's going, have a place for everything. In that process, you're moving that energy, and it's really important that you be in an efficient area so that you're ready for speed, right? If you if you get a machine that is just not ready for speed, if it does happen, it would tear the car apart if you start going 300 miles an hour with some cars. But there are some cars that can be built for that. So it's just about engineering. So engineer your space, engineer your business so that if you get business 5 times, that you can still handle it. In other words, the efficiency of the office and the way you move things around is conducive for, if things really took off. So that's another little tip. I have a workshop coming up on the 21st of February. We're going to be talking about pendulums part 2, getting a yes/no answer for various questions. It's like dowsing. Anyone can do it. I could teach an 8-year-old. It's great and it works. And we're going to be talking about how to clear yourself and the energies around that. Okay. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we're here to raise your spirits. I have ongoing business with Eric. There's some stuff happening there. Had a delightful BAM with Lana. Thank you, Lana. That was wonderful. And Josh, ongoing business with him and Kat. So that's my week.
Well, speaking of Kat, she asked us to take a picture. So, Tony, if
Yes.
you're ready to take the picture, everybody
Yes.
look longingly and lovingly
Let's do that.
into the screen with a smile. That includes you too, Norm. Look up, look up, look up, look up. Norm, I love a mic, buddy. Look up, smile. No, you, yeah. You're
It's
not
okay,
listening.
I got you.
Go ahead, take the photo.
I did. It's all done.
Okay, now he just got back into the frame. He's in the
Click.
light. Did you get him?
Okay, we'll do it again. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Norm. Kat sent us, both Tony and I, a message earlier this morning saying, please take a photo. So just like everybody's on the screen, time to take the photograph.
Yeah.
And
now we know what Ema has to go through to get people to smile on a photography.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Ema, over to you, ma'am.
All right. So, I'm your photographer. I can always go, I look for business owners that are trying to get the imagings for their businesses, either whether it's a product that they have or a service that they provide. Also, I take headshots and profile portraits, just to use them in their marketing collateral. But one thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that I have been now working with artificial intelligence in photography as well as in graphic arts. And I'm telling you guys, it's here to stay. There's no going back. there's a lot of things that are going to change, including the way we brand and the way we market our products and our services and ourselves as well. So we are an older generation, and of course, our generation is a little bit more like, oh my God, what's going to happen with all the art? What's going to happen with photography? What's going to happen with all these things? And yes, it will change, but it's an opportunity for us to really express things in our business or in our brands that we were not able to do before without spending thousands and thousands of dollars. So I want to leave you guys with that in your mind, because I have ideas for all of you guys in terms of marketing ideas using artificial intelligence. Okay. So that's what I have to say to you today. Thank you.
Emma, any BAMs or other connections from last week?
I've been, I finished the printing for Alex, and I'm trying to get together with Eric, but I have not been able to. And today I'm probably gonna go by Penny Lee's house to drop off some stuff for her and take a picture of me and the big sign that I did for her. That's my week so far.
Don't forget Norm. Norm wants to touch base with you.
That's right, and Norm, yeah. Well, I don't know why we were not able to reach each other, but yes, with Norm as well.
Emma, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Sam, I appreciate your Montreal tourism note for everybody. Where not to go with a car, or where you want to go with a car. Onward Bound, I'm doing the presentation today, so I'm just going quickly through who's Bernie and what's that all about. So I'm basically a business concierge. I connect people, I connect businesses, and sometimes I get involved with them, which will feed into the story that's coming up ever so shortly. Knack for Business is a podcast that I'm involved with, and it's talking to businesses and the journeys, golden nuggets, sharing the wealth of information. Property Wizard is another podcast I'm involved with. It's about commercial real estate and understanding what is involved behind the scenes. It doesn't make you a realtor, but it does give you an awareness of what is going on. The other part is there is an event that's happening today at 3, free to attend. It's part of World Referral Network, and they have guest speakers coming in, and they're global speakers. They're talking about global issues. And what else should I do? I should share my screen so you can see the slides that I'm working with. And I have to find the share screen button. And lo and behold, there she be. And now there. Are you seeing the Clean Shield Solutions piece? Awesome. Thank you, Sam. All right. So this project started actually during the height of the pandemic, 2020. This is then go refers back to the cross connections. I ran into 2 gents that were in the solar panel industry. They were dealing with a German partner who supplies different pieces of hardware. And one of them was a piece of tech and super simple. And I'll get into how it works, but super simple. And it's about the disinfection. So the pandemic was the driving agent in this. And so what's happened is we formed a company and we brought over the nozzle technology. And what it does, it's 1 to 5 microns. So just move my screen forward here. There we go. And what it deploys is something called hypochlorous acid, HOCl. And it sounds really awful, but it's not. You could drink this stuff. You could spray it in your eyes. What it does, it goes after bacteria, mold, spore, and fungus. And it kills that off. But it doesn't kill off people, plants, animals. It's, you can spray this on insects. It won't do anything. But if you're a mushroom farm grower, you might not be so happy. What's key about this is that if you dumped 1,000 liters of this into the local water estuary, it reverts back to water. You let it sit out in the sun, it reverts back to water. It just naturally decomposes, and it's got a chlorine in there. So it's 99% water. Its MSDS sheet is water. And so, you can drown in it, and you can get electrocuted if you're crossing wires. But other than that, it won't hurt you. It's like water, right? So what we're doing is a dry fogging aspect. And what is the intent behind this? You aerosolize this. It's almost like a moisturizer. When you have a humidifier and you're pushing water content into the air, except this water content, 1 to 5 microns, will kill off pathogens. And the pathogens what the agent does and how it kills it off, it has to have a DIN, drug identification number, that's certified by Health Canada. What I'm talking about today is the hardware and not so much the agent, but this is what the agent uses, so it gives you kind of a background of what's going on. So this this is a $13,000 piece of hardware. And at the end of the day, the really key part is the nozzle at the very top. And it's a patent and tech from Germany, but everything else in that unit is built here in Canada. Now, someone pointed out, the air compressor, comes from the States, etc. Yes, there's certain components we don't make here in Canada, but everything you see in here is assembled and built actually here in Ottawa. So it's an Ottawa piece of hardware, and that's we warranty it and so forth. The other beautiful thing is this is on wheels, so you can slide it around into a room. You press a button, and it just kind of burps out the agent into the air. It's a fine mist. If your hand's in front of the misting device, it does not hurt it. It's not like a cutting tool. And there are 3 nozzles that we have. And if you have the nozzle number 4, you could be about this far away, and you have your hand in front of it, and it won't get wet. All right, so why have this? What's the point behind it? Well, this won't pick up a peanut butter sandwich that you dropped on the floor. Right? But if you had high touch contact surfaces, wherever the air goes, this agent goes. What does that mean? Well, that means if you had some organic matter, like, say if you have a cat at home and you walk by the litter box, well, that's, it has a certain odor that comes from it, or the garbage can, or the men's locker room. My daughter apparently is at a gym where she's working as an RMT, and they were stealing her hypochlorous and deploying it in that locker room. And apparently it knocks down the odor. All right, and so if it's biologically generated odor, it knocks it down. So this device, you roll it into a room, you let it run for a few minutes, and it's air pressure. That's all it's doing. This, so it's nothing really super hard. It's the KISS principle at its best, and it populates the air, and then it just goes everywhere. All right, so if you're wearing a raincoat, it won't help you. All right. I wouldn't want to be showering with this on a daily basis. Not that it's actually good for your skin, but it's a whole different other story, and that's not the purpose here. But if you're in behind a raincoat, or you're inside one of those little plastic tubs, it won't get in there, right? It's meant to disperse in the air and clean effectively and quickly, instead of you doing hand touch wipe on all the different contact surfaces. It goes everywhere around it. Difference between this and, let's say, the ozone lights and all that, some of them are line of sight. In other words, if there's like the dark side of the moon, the dark side of the doorknob, it won't go there, right? It'll go everywhere. The other kind of beautiful thing is it's not really harmful. Now, if you're bare metal and you're like straight bare metal, yeah, it might expedite the oxidization, rust, right? But then again, you don't dunk things in there. Beautiful thing about this is, if you had, say, my laptop is here and I got my keyboard, it will not kill off my laptop. Now, if I immerse my laptop or immerse my keyboard into the solution, yes, it'll help expedite it. So no wet residue, safe and effective, easy to operate and maintain. It's kind of point and shoot. The only maintenance you have to do is rinse it with water once a week. So this is just basically kind of reiterating what I've just talked about. No wipe down. That saves you the labor costs. Now, where? Well, there's education, hospital, clinics, long-term retirement homes, government commercial buildings, fitness centers, and that's where my daughter's at. Agricultural applications. There are some places where, if you're a poultry farmer, apparently they need humidity in the air, as well as, disinfecting. Manufacturing, food processing, travel hubs, airports, trains, stations, planes, trains, and automobiles, right? The cabs, etc. Public transit systems, sports and entertainment venues. Obviously the size of the area, you have to push more content out. If you have all the windows open in your house and you're pumping this out, well, you might be flushing it outside. You're cleaning the outside a bit, right? All right. So where is it currently? Over 800 units were sold in Europe, and they did that over the pandemic, and specifically for gyms, the people who can come in. And that number is growing. So we have 3 nozzles, and that's like 1 liter an hour, 3.04 liters an hour, and 4.8 liters. So the nozzle size, it's getting bigger. What does that mean? That means how much agent you're going to go through. We were at a trade show, and if you recall correctly, September 14th of 2023, Bernie could attend the the golf tournament that we were organizing, and someone said, "Oh, by the way, we have a trade show to go to," and just the one day. And I'm like, "But of course, timing is everything." But when we had that machine mounted up and running, the amount of fluid that's actually being consumed was negligible, negligible. Yet it's still pushing up content into the air. So what's behind the scenes? That little red tank, that's where the fluid goes. And that's the air compressor. It's not getting complicated. There's no little genie inside or little elf, or if you're getting close to St. Patty's Day. So there's no short person with green in there hard at work, right? And all it does is it times it. It pushes the air out, and as it pushes the air out, it draws it up from the tank. So again, super simple, and it pushes it out through the nozzle. A couple more pictures, and again, that's all Canadian made, built to be quiet. So the panels have kind of a foam matting on there, and that was courtesy of our working with Hobie Industries here in Ottawa, and they helped redesign it. So we had a German model we worked from, and so they kind of rebuilt it. But the key component part was the nozzle, right? And there's the tank. Handy thing with the tank is if you've ever owned something where you try pouring fluids in and out of, well, getting to it sometimes can be hard. So in this case, there's a couple of quick releases. You'll see a little, like underneath the black cap, you'll see a kind of a white connector that detaches. And that's the nozzle. That's the heart of the machine. And that is the patented technology that's hard at work. The orange tab is a shutoff valve. And the reason you'd have the shutoff valve in there is because that's from the air compression side. And that's where it's drawing the air. And then the clear tube is where the water comes from, or the HOCl, which is in essence almost water, except a little bit of. And when it's getting deployed, by the way, you know that it's getting deployed when you have a slight scent of a chlorine pool in this area. So have you ever gone into a public swimming pool? You have that scent. There's one other scent that you can possibly have, and it smells a little bit like vinegar. So if you like French fries and vinegar, you're all set. Yeah, but that's a different brand of agent. Right. And you just once a month, you run water through it, and that's it. That's maintenance. The very end, you can kind of see it's a faceted tip, and that can be unscrewed, and you can just flush it out with water. And again, so if small particulate gets into the agent as you're pouring it in, yeah, you can pop it out. So again, super simple. That's the machine. I didn't turn the sound on because I forgot to turn the sound on the share. But that's the machine in use. I can stop share. Do you want to hear the sound? Because all you hear is this guy talking in German and that behind in the background. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate the thumbs up on that. So that's the machine getting in service and in use. And the German model is slightly different. They have the handles in different areas. The switches are a little larger, etc. So I'm just going to move us to the next screen, and that's it in use inside a gymnasium, a workout fitness facility. And then the next one. Oh, hang on. C100. Oh, hey, it went too fast. Where'd it go? I have more in there. It's supposed to show a bit more. So let's do that. Do that, and maybe that. And I think it truncated my show for me. Hey, if you need to get hold of me, it's Bernie at cleanshieldsolutions.com, cleanshieldsolutions.com, or we're rebuilding our website. So what is the ask right now for us inside the Clean Shield space? We're actually looking for places to demo the hardware. We're looking for commercial spaces. Yeah, so if you have someone that is running a retirement home, someone that is running a fitness facility, any of that stuff, we're looking for places to showcase it and show it in operation. There we go. And oh, by the way, that germophobia squeeze bottle, that's AI art hard at work for me. God bless. I was looking for something. How do I do a Q&A that was kind of funny, but not too funny? And I'm open for questions. Sam, go ahead.
Thanks, Bernie. Very interesting presentation. I do remember you talking about that during the pandemic, and here it is. What I'm interested in knowing is the solution that I assume there's some solution that you have to put in it. And if so, what does it cost and how long does it last, sort of thing?
Okay, the solution, the shelf life of the solution, you store it like wine in a dark, cool place. and it can last up to 1 to 2 years in storage. If you're talking about consumption rate, that's where that 1 liter, per hour, et cetera, comes into play. And it's, how you disperse it. Now, if you're spraying it hard or spraying it on wet on a surface, it's a different matter. You're going to go through a bit more. Is it effective? Yeah. It's not. Some of the solutions are not what they call degreasers. And in a degreaser, you wouldn't spray in the air anyhow, because what it does, it takes away the fat, right? And that's not something you want to breathe in, right? That'd be caustic, not good. So what you want to do is you want to be able to apply it to surfaces, etc., without hosing the entire area down. So you can apply it with wet cloth, etc., and it would help clean. It'll disinfect. And again, depending what the DIN number rating is of the solution you're utilizing. Cost of the solution, it's about, it could be $45. If you buy it, like say in a 4-pack, so 4 jugs, so that are 4-liter jugs, you can get it for about $100. Right, and again, depending on volume, it depends on consumption rate and what you're applying it for. There are some stuff that if you buy it from a cosmetic perspective, same stuff, but it's got a cosmetic line. You can use a tiny little bottle, right? You can go squirt. The cost per liter is enormous in relation, but it's the same product. There's no perfumes added to it at all. It's same material. So it depends on volume. I don't have the our partners pricing with me right now, so I apologize on that. And yeah.
So Bernie, the one thing it said 4 liters per hour. So if you're only running it for, what is it, a couple of minutes, or how long are you running it? Like for a gymnasium?
So the the compressor will operate it'll run for about maybe up to a 2-minute cycle. And then you kind of relocate it and you press the button again and hit reset and go at it again. So if you take all that time that you've been running it, it'll eat up 4 liters per hour. So one of those jugs. But if you kind of compare that, let's say when you're going to buy other chemicals, the prices can range, right? And it depends what the nature of the chemical is. Is it also hard on metal surfaces of the other cleaning agents? Yeah, think of Mr. Clean or the caustic ones like Vim. It's it will cause degradation, and they are degreasing agents, and that's kind of a deeper and longer conversation elsewhere.
Right. When they have these outbreaks for lettuce, E. coli or whatever, because of whatever the internal facilities are, does it do anything for that to prevent?
So bacteria, mold, spore, and fungus, it will work on. So in other conversations, and again, this machine doesn't. It will help on the E. coli side, as in when you're doing the dispersion. However, it's based on what the chemical is designed for, or what its rating is for. So, can you wash your food with it? Yeah, you could. And in fact, it's one of the guys who was talking about that understands the science behind this. You can use this in the meat rendering plant to help slow down the degradation or decomposition of meat. As you know, all meat decomposes, right? So this actually it'll go after the bacteria on the surface. Now, what I want to start dipping all my food in hypochlorous acid just to keep it longer? I don't know.
I meant just to spray. Like if you just sprayed the plant.
As you can use it. They are used in grow ops, and the idea behind the grow op space is because it's a pharmaceutical. If you're doing it legitimately, it's rated as a pharmaceutical. And so if the plant has any spores growing on it or bacteria, it wipes out your crop. So they would capitalize on this agent and disperse it in the air to prevent that. Can I speak specifically to E. coli? No, because that's not my skill set. Norm, I see your hand twitching. What's up?
Does it affect mold? Will it kill mold?
Mold.
Yes.
Mold.
It kills mold?
Yes.
Oh.
It does?
Yes.
It does kill mold? Yeah.
Yes. So just kind of flip back into that story. Restorers have been using this chemical agent for a long time. Now there are different parts per million in the batches. So you'd have to match the right amount of parts per million of the hypochlorous agent, the active agent, to affect remediate a problem. But remediation companies have been using this in the past. This isn't it isn't like, hey, someone invented it in 2019. This has been around since World War One. The issue since World War One was that the agent was not stable enough, long enough. Like you can buy what they call generators, and the generator basically takes it's water and salt and electrolysis. And if you buy the generator, the solution, when you buy something, let's say from Amazon, and you have this generator, it'll last maybe a couple hours, and then it reverts back to water. So there's if you understand what you're doing with the generator, understand what you're doing with the water, applying the right current, and again, I don't manufacture the agent, then you have a longer shelf life, and you can set certain goals. Keep in mind, if you're going to do your own self manufacturing, if I were to say, for example, to make bleach, right, and I guess bleach has a very standard process, I still, as a manufacturer, have to get my own DIN number. I can't rely on someone else having a drug identification number that says, hey, bleach does this. So when you become a manufacturer product, you have to have lab test results to say, yes, it does this, check mark. Or you can even use using lab reports that will help define it. However, that said, I have access to a supplier. He's based out of London, Ontario. So another Canadian company, Ontario company, double whammy of goodness. And you can have access to these agents. And so that's not a problem. The idea behind this hardware is to help disperse it in the larger settings. This would not be a residential. Like you wouldn't, I mean, yes, you can put it in your house. It would function fine. Absolutely. It'd be like buying though a tractor trailer to go pick up groceries. Not a perfect fit, right? So it's meant for larger commercial spaces. We also, with this piece of hardware, if someone wanted to do financing with it, and it's over a 5-year, we have that availability, and we'll have distributors that will be working with us.
Are you looking to, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you looking to do this as a service or selling the machine to the clinics or the gyms?
Well, the target audience, it's selling to either an end user or end users. The ideal, and the end user can be either the person that has the bricks and mortar location, or it can be the cleaning companies.
Yeah, because I have the clinic that is right beside it used to be beside Picture Plus. Sorry, it's not a clinic. It's a cleaning company that they clean after crimes.
Okay.
And these guys will be, probably a good group of people to talk to as well.
So this particular machine, the way it operates, I mean, you can run it while you're walking through the space. But it's like when you have a meal, right? You have supper. When do you wash your dishes after you use it? So this is kind of when you deploy this device. Can you do it between classes? Let's say for school, absolutely. Come down the hallway, etc. And kind of the sweet thing is that it also goes after organic matter. It won't, again, let's say you drop a banana peel, it won't make it disappear, but it'll knock down the odor the banana peel creates right in the air. So that's why
is there an opportunity for a business? Let's say a person buys this, and as a service, they can go to other places and use it as a as a business.
So if you're a cleaning company, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, cleaning company.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the other parts about it is the machine has enough space on it. It's I mean, you saw a beige machine, right? So there's large sections where you can put a decal on there. So you can do a promo. If you want a different color, sure. And if you want a whole bunch of different colors, sure. There's a price point attached to it. It's part of the manufacturing process.
Very cool.
Otherwise, it's been an interesting journey. It's eye-opening. It's what does it take to get a product to market? How do you price the product? Get it to market, especially going, how much is the doggy in the window? And you also got to figure out, what will the market enjoy? What will the market entertain? If you show up with let's say a car, but the price of the car is the cost of a jumbo jet, that's not going to fly very well. No pun intended, by the way. just going to close off my PowerPoint here because it was flickering in my eye. Sorry. If there are no other questions, or are there any other questions? Fair enough. I'm going to swing over and just kind of grab the quote for the day. And that's kind of a wrap. And there it is. There's the quote. Sorry. It's called Hand-Eye Dexterity Test. First thing Monday morning. All right. And this one is from Arthur Blank. And Arthur Blank goes, if someone is out in the desert walking around, they're just going to be thirsty. Well, walking around, they're going to be thirsty. You just have to ask them what they want to drink. So knowing your customers' needs. That's the quote for the day.
If you have any brochures there, Bernie, I play squash at least twice a week, and I can drop them off to my squash club.
Sam, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you want to do an introduction, just either Bernie at Clean Shields or my Be Friends Grow to Creative Insight, and just connect them that way, and I'll swing them over into the Clean Shield space. But yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
I just got a quick question for some of the members, just to get off a little topic before we want to get it before I forget. The Phoenix Toolbox is a link that all members have, and it has master lists in there. There's a whole bunch of networking. Does everybody have that? Or I could resend the link, and it's in our Dropbox, but we update that all the time. Like, in other words, if you want to send emails to several members, you can't do it on the website. We did that purposely because if people want to scam and spam you, it won't work. And so it sort of it was designed just so that, okay, this is not working. But we have a list, and it's just for members. It's private. It has everyone's phone number, everyone's email, everything in all of the chapters. So if you want that link, I could send it to you. I'm thinking of maybe sending it to everybody, just to make sure that they have it and whatever. Just wanted to see if you were aware of it. Also, Valentine's is on Wednesday, so just a reminder there. If you're getting anything, flowers with Cremina, or dance thing with Penny Lee, or whatever, that'd be good. Bernie, did you mention there's no meeting next week?
No, I forgot. Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
Family Day is next week, so there's no meetings all week. All right, just as a let you know sort of thing. Okay.
Very good point, Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look on the events calendar, it'll also tell you which weeks are where the holidays are impacting that week. So there's no sessions. And the next speaker will not be anybody next week. It'll be a very quiet one. And then it'll be followed by Mike.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, awesome. And we're going to